Hi and welcome to Outwell and to our Newgate 6 from our Regency collection. This is a 4-room tunnel design tent that has 3 bedrooms that can sleep up to 6 people. A feature that I particularly like on this tent is the front porch area here. That's created with this canopy coming out of the front of the tent, and then these side panels on here giving great protection if it's a little bit drizzly but you still want to sit outside, or if you're lucky enough for it to be a lovely day, you can sit in here and get a little bit of shade from the sun. Also a great place for things like kitchen storage units and furniture and things like that. So stepping into the tent, you've got a good sized front door here, so getting all of your kit in and out of the tent should be nice and easy. You'll find that the door, obviously at the moment, is rolled away, as you can see here. It does have a large window on it which has its own curtain, and it also has a full mesh door here as well, so if you want to have great ventilation but keep out those bugs, then that's ideal for that. The ground sheet actually zips onto the door as well, so that keeps it nice and sealed, so no drafts, and again keeping out the bugs as well. Stepping back into the tent itself, certainly plenty of space in here. I think that's accentuated by all these large windows all the way around us here, flooding the tent with light, making it feel nice and spacious. Certainly head height wise, not an issue in here. I'm quite tall at about 1.95 meters, and you can see I can stand up in here no problem at all. So just going back to the windows then, all the way around the tent, you can see that they're of a good size, but if you want a little bit more privacy, then you can just see at the bottom here, we actually have the curtains rolled away. So if you do want that privacy, all we have to do is simply take them up to either halfway, or they can be fully closed as well. At the top of the windows on the side here, you'll find that we've got some mesh ventilation panels running down the side of the tent, and those correspond to outside panels that we'll show you just a little bit later on. Some other handy features just to highlight would be the lantern hanging point in a good central location in the tent here, and then running away from that you will find that we have cable tidies which actually run down to the section of the ground sheet where the zips meet here. So that allows us to bring in any cables into the tent through this area here, so that you're not running cables through the doors. At the back of the tent is where you'll find the bedrooms. As I mentioned earlier on, there are 3 bedrooms in this tent that can sleep up to 6 people. Just to highlight some of the features on here, you'll see that we have actually full mesh doors on the bedrooms here. You can just see behind there as well, there is a curtain that you can zip fully closed just for a little bit of privacy, or if you do want much better ventilation in there, then you can open that up and just have it as the mesh door. Other things to highlight would be the fact that we're using our wave-shaped hanging point system in this tent here. So this is where the bedrooms are attached using this quite stylish system here, but actually it does have a function as well where it takes any stress off of the seam at the top of the bedroom too. You'll also find that we have some storage pockets on the outside here, so great place to store those smaller possessions that you don't want to lose. And then another feature just to highlight would be the fact that we use our universal bedroom system here. We'll just show you now how that works. So some features in the bedrooms. Between each section of the bedroom you'll find that you've got a good quality sheet here which drops down there, so obviously giving you a little bit more privacy. Now these can be fully zipped open, you can see the zip just running around the edge here, so you can open this up as one full big bedroom if you wish. Some other things to highlight would be the large ventilation panel at the back here, just again to keep you a little bit more comfortable during the night. And we also have some handy storage pockets at the back, again ideal for those smaller personal possessions. The tent actually does have a side door as well, so you can see again a full mesh door on here which is zipped down at the moment, just again to give great ventilation properties within the tent, but again keeping out those unwanted bugs. The ground sheet, just like to highlight down here. I mentioned earlier that the ground sheet actually zips in and out of here, so that's ideal for when you're taking down the tent. It's nice and easy to take out and clean without having to sort of pitch the whole tent. You can just take the ground sheet out and clean that without the tent. It does zip in all the way around the tent. It does come up at the sides as well, so You're protected from things like drafts, maybe dust and dirt, and again those creepy crawlies getting into the tent as well. It's very tough and durable material, totally waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 10,000 millimeters. So now to move on to some features on the outside of the tent, and I'd like to start by talking about the Flysheet that we use on here. Now this is our Outex AirTech, and it's a poly cotton material, and this version is a 35% cotton and 65% polyester. And what that means is it's going to be nice and long lasting. It's certainly going to be nice and breathable as well, so on hot days you'll be kept a little bit more comfortable within the tent, but actually the opposite of that, on a cold day you'll actually be kept a little bit warmer as well, so you could say that it reacts to the environment that it's in. The frame of the tent is actually a combination of poles. We use our tubular steel poles for the main body of the tent here, so that gives us real stability and strength with the steel poles here. And then you can also see just at the front, to create this front canopy area, we're using our Duratec fiberglass pole. Also, just while I'm here, I'll highlight that we can actually easily set the tent up thanks to the colour coordination of the sleeves and the poles, making sure that you're going to get the right one in the right place. So here you'll see the ventilation panels that I mentioned earlier on from the inside, but from the outside we can just see that we've got the mesh panel inside here, and if you want we can just simply take that away by removing the Velcro tabs and placing this down like so. The next fixture I'd like to show you is our wind stabilizer system, which is on this tent here. So this is where we attach the Flysheet directly onto the frame of the tent using these Velcro tabs. So we'll just show you how that works. So all we have to do is, when we're setting up the tent, we simply take this tab, we wrap it around the pole like so, and we fix it into position. What you'll find is that there is one at the top and at the bottom of all the poles down the side of the tent, and as I say, that pulls the Flysheet against the frame once we take the guylines out and peg them, and actually makes the tent a lot more taut and much more stable in high wind conditions. So something else then, just as I mentioned there, the guylines rather, you can see that at the bottom we have our classic luminous guylines, and at the top we have the colour coordinated guyline to the tent, which creates this sort of floating effect, hence the name, our floating guylines. Something else that we use with the guylines and with the tent is our easy pegging system. This is where we supply you with 3 different styles of pegs with the tent. We have the solid steel anchor peg for the 4 corners, we have the luminous peg for the luminous guylines, and we also have the black plastic peg for all of the rest of the pegging points around the side, making sure that you get the right peg in the right place. And something else I'll just highlight here is the mud valance around the porch area. So that's just going to encourage any rainwater to run down the tent and away from the inside. So we have a couple of optional extras available for the Newgate 6, including a footprint that will go under the ground sheet of the tent, and also a carpet which you saw in the living area, just giving you that added touch of luxury. So that's all of the features of our Newgate 6 from our Regency collection. Thank you very much for watching.